Howdy! I want to talk about how you can actually use your self-sabotage, or what you perceive as self-sabotage, as self-development and getting to self-love. So there's 5 steps that you can go through, and I will provide all of those to you in this video, but I also have a downloadable PDF in case you need reference later. But I really want to talk about self-sabotaging behavior and the perception that we actually have around it. A lot of times our self-sabotaging, we can get very shameful and judgmental on ourselves, that we're not achieving our goals or we're doing things, to sabotage the process. These are things that we may or may not be aware of. So, how can we use these patterns of self-sabotage to really truly uncover what unmet need is underneath it and driving it? So I want to tell a little story about my self-sabotaging. I got fired from a lot of jobs, like a lot. Like it became a thing that people would like joke with me about, like, oh, did you get fired from another job? And it was like, yeah. I didn't realize that I even had this pattern, right? I wasn't, even though people would joke about it, I was like, oh yeah, it happens to people, right? I never really understood that I was actually the one sabotaging my jobs. Then I went through this process and I uncovered what was actually going on underneath it. What happened was I had my first job at 15. It was, to me, a terrible job. It was in a coffee shop. I hate coffee. Like the whole thing. My manager was weird. He said things like, time to lean, time to clean. And essentially my very first job, he eventually started like kind of not putting me on the schedule. And then I never said anything. And I kind of just like let it go. Like we never had a conversation about it. I never was like, let go, but I also like didn't say like, why am I not on the schedule? So this pattern continued throughout my career. At 15, I had this happen. It wasn't until 2020 when I was, how old am I? I'm 38. So 30, what's 8 minus? So 35, that I realized that this pattern existed in almost all of my jobs that I had from 15 to 35. So I went through this process and I rewrote that story and I realized what I needed, that underlying need that I found by going through this 5-step process, allowed me to rewrite that story and allowed me to stand in my personal power and allowed me to finally break free from that pattern. Therefore, I actually, wrote a letter to my job at the time. We parted ways because it was such an unhealthy, toxic environment. But as we know, the world sends you a whisper, and then it like kind of like talks to you, and then it yells at you, and then it gives you a cosmic 2x4. Like that was my last job. It was a extremely toxic environment, but I think really, it caused me to really look at how was I participating in this and how did I always find myself in these situations? So the first step in this is just to notice and be aware. What do people tease you about? What's frustrating? Where are you feeling stuck, or where are you, setting goals and not meeting them? Then you're going to sit down, close your eyes, put your hand over your heart, and take 3 deep breaths into your heart space and really arrive in your body. Step 3, you're going to try to tune into that self-sabotaging part of you. Where does it live in your body? Does it have a color? Does it have a texture? Is there a weight to it? Is it light or heavy, right? See if you can tune into where that part actually lives within your system. Now, step 4. You're going to get really curious. You want to bring your highest self to this conversation. So notice if you're trying to judge or fix or solve for this problem, right? You really just want to be open and curious from your highest self to try to get to know that part. Give them your intention. Say, I am here to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me. And then step 5 is this compassionate conversation you can have. Ask this part, how old are you? Do you know who I am? A lot of times these parts don't even know who we are, right? So it's almost like you're creating a new conversation within your internal system. You're trying to gain the trust, you're trying to gain understanding, and really explaining to them that you're just there to get to know them and their experience. Ask them, if you don't know me, I'm you all grown up, right? I'm here to help you through this. And I want to understand what your experience is. What are you feeling? What do you need, right? This is the key to the conversation. It is getting down and getting the trust of that part and uncovering what it truly needs in that moment. And then you have the option to meet your own needs. People call this shadow work. People call this inner child work. You can call it, internal family systems. Does this with, the multiple parts of you. But really, truly what it is understanding how we can turn that self-sabotage into self-development. Instead of looking at it as sabotage, look at it from a lens of, thank you so much. You're bringing this to my awareness. I am so appreciative, and I'm going to get curious and meet my own needs, because that will truly change your trajectory. So if you want to download this free PDF that I walk you through, I'll send a little screenshot of it. This is what it looks like. Super simple to use. It gives you each step along the way and how to kind of move through. You can go to my website, therapidrenegade.com. It's under my resources. It's free to download. Please use it. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you discover in your journey, because I truthfully don't believe we really have self-sabotaging. I think it's just an opportunity for us to tune in and to meet our own needs and to use this for our own self-love and self-development. So I wish you all the best. If you're on my, TikTok or Instagram, you can find it in my link tree. I just want to share as much of the helpful tools that I've discovered along the way so that you can really, truly feel empowered on your healing journey. And if you don't know me, my name is Victoria. I am the Rapid Renegade. I believe that healing can be fun and simple and just exciting if we choose for it to be. I help individuals upgrade their limiting beliefs, get rid of stress during, stressful memories, release trapped emotions from the body without having to recant and relive all of our traumas. So if you're interested in that, please book a free discovery call with me. It is life-changing. It is something that was my truly missing piece after all of the conscious work and all of the worksheets and all of the tools and all of the therapy and all of the podcasts. It really wasn't until subconscious reprogramming that I was actually able to have a felt sense of peace and joy and safety within my system. And this is what I wish for literally everyone. So download the PDF. Check out my free resources. You deserve healing. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel at peace and satisfied and successful in your life. I'm here to encourage that.